Hey, you guys, we're back again with story time from my bedroom. You guys, we are at the absolute aftermath. We're calling this the cult aftermath. So I'm going to show you, or to when I show you, but talk to you about what happened after I left, and then we are finished with the cult series. But before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to the channel with that free subscription, y'all. Always free. You never get a bill, nothing. Go ahead and click the bell for notifications. We will always post on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, not unless what? There's situations. Now, today it was situations, but it wasn't no complications because I'm still here, y'all. It's just late. And then also give the video a thumbs up. And hello to all my new subbies. I lost a few in this, some more came. I said, okay, come on, overflow right here. You guys, let's go ahead and get this thing started. You know what? So after I had ended up leaving, I told you guys I was so petrified. I was petrified. I was scared. I was literally peeking around corners. If I had to go outside at night or just any time, if I had to go outside whenever, I would be peeking around and looking, thinking they were coming after me. You guys, so sometimes you can be free physically, but psychologically, mentally, you're still under that bondage. So I had to go through the process of really deprogramming myself and saying that it is okay for me to be free. It's okay for me not to be in church almost 7 days a week. It's okay for me to make decisions on my own. It's okay for me to have money and not have to give it out to anybody for any reason. So I had to go through this whole process. So I had a lady that I knew, well, I met through them, but she was totally different from them. And she knew my mom from years ago. Now, mind you, my mom passed away. She's been passed away 31 something years. Not at that time, but now she's 31 years. And she kind of took me under her wings, and she knew him. She knew the pastor and his wife or what have you. So she talked to me, told me, a lot of stuff that they were doing was not right, all of those different things. And so many people on the outside, you guys, knew what was going on or knew what knew how they operated, but couldn't say anything to them, but when people would come out, they would talk to them like, you don't have to put up with that. That's not what this is about, blah, 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 blah. And so she kind of took me under her wing. And one day, you guys, he called her out the blue and started talking about me, having a conversation about me. And she was like, yeah, I know her. I've been talking to her or what have you. And he got so upset that I had left and all of that different stuff. And he blurted out of his mouth, I hope she died. And so she said, now, wait a minute. Now, mind you, this woman had been knowing my mom for years and knew me as a baby. She said, wait a minute. What is going on with you? She was like, you don't never. She was like, how are you as a pastor going to wish death on somebody? What did this girl do that's making you so mad? But you cannot wish death on her. And she began to tell him like, no, we're gonna cut that curse that in the atmosphere that you're trying to put out about her, that this girl would die. Well, I'm just mad she left it. She said, so what? She said, people leave all day from the church. People leave jobs all the time. You can't wish somebody bad luck or try to curse somebody because they decide to leave a job. If they leave a job, then they just leave a job. If they leave the church, they just leave the church. She was like, if she left, okay, so what? Move on. You are not, she said, you are not the master over God's people. They can move how they want to. So what she did was, after she talked to him, she got, she checked him, got off the phone with him. She called me and she said, hey, sis, I want to ask you a question. I'm like, all right, then what's going on with you? And she told me what he said. Y'all, why do I always get close up on this camera when I'm talking to y'all? Who wishes death on somebody? Now, let me tell you something. Let me pause there. I done been through a whole lot of stuff, and I know y'all done been through a whole lot of stuff with people, and there done been some people that really, 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 really have hurt me, mistreated me, and all that. But I don't ever think I said, I hope they die. Like, no. No. So she asked me, y'all, and I was like taken aback when she asked me. She said this man was upset and screaming the whole time that I was on the phone with him, about you leaving. She said, I need to ask you something. She was like, she said, did you sleep with him? I could have, y'all, I could have dropped her. I said, no. She said, was there anything going on with y'all? I said, no, ain't nothing going on with us. I said, let me tell you something. That man ain't never say nothing to me out of the way. I never said anything, out of the way to him. We never had, said any like sexual innuendos or flirtation. I said, no. She said, I don't mean to offend you. I'm just trying to find out why is he this mad? Like you mad like lovers are mad. I said, he crazy. She was like, then that's just his pride. That's just him mad because somebody got away. And I said, well, that's what it is. She said, I believe you. I said, all right then. So, because I ain't lying. We don't do that right there. We don't do that right there. So y'all, after that, why was it multiple people that was still going to the church calling me on the phone? Child, they was calling me on the phone. I wish I could leave like you. I want to leave. I've been wanting to leave. You so brave. You this, you that. And I'm like, are you serious? I thought I was the only one that really wanted to leave. I thought everybody else was like lightweight happy. But when I tell you multiple people were calling me, but check this out. Even a couple of their kids. Ooh, a couple of their kids didn't want to be there, but they felt that because their mom and their dad was over the church, that they have to be loyal and couldn't go to a different church. Because after all that abuse that we was going through, them kids was catching some stuff at home as well. Okay? So I told them, they was like, can you help me do this? Y'all, you know what? Nope. You know why? Because I don't want my name put in nothing. I told them, I said, let me tell you something. You have to come to your own decision. I'm not about to coax you to leave. I'm not about to prompt you to leave. I'm not about to drag you out to leave. You have to want to go on your own. And if I try to prompt you to leave and then you flip on me, it'll make it seem like, oh, she's over here trying to pull people out the church. No, honey, every man for himself. Now, you see all the signs. You know why you should leave. It's just like in a bad relationship, you guys. People know they shouldn't be in a relationship. They know it ain't getting no better. It's getting worse. But you can't make nobody leave, honey, until they sick and tired. And let me tell you something. When somebody's sick and tired, sick and sure enough tired, they're not going to talk about being sick and tired. When you realize sick and tired, you make moves. You'll make moves when you're sick and tired, baby. Now, if you still having conversations about being sick and tired, you ain't really sick and tired. You just want to vent about being sick and tired. But when you're sick and tired, baby, you make moves. I said, honey, I said, if you leave or when you leave, hit me up. But you're not going to put my name as the reason why you left. The reason why you left. And sure enough, honey, remember the woman I told you that had the daughter that they used to cut up? That they used to cut her up all the time. And her girl, the whole family got cut up, basically. So, she called me one day, like, crying and upset. And I'm like, hey, sis, what's going on? I need to talk to you. Are you at home? And I'm like, yeah. Can I come over? And I was like, yeah, come on, whatever. But I still didn't know what she wanted. So I'm like, okay, let me go on down here and see, what she wants. So I went outside and talked to her. She's in the car, physically shaking, scared as whatever. And guess what she told me? She said, I left. I said, you what? She said, I left. I said, what happened? She was like, you know what? She was like, I couldn't believe that you left. She said, when you left, I knew it was time for me to go. It's like you waiting for one person to break loose. And when that one person breaks loose, everybody breaks loose. So she said one day she was watching TV and like flipping through the cable channels. You know how you're just looking for something. I think she came, I don't know if it was a History Channel or one of those channels she came to. And she saw something. I don't know what the name of the movie is, but it's the guy Jim Jones, the cult leader. She said she came across that and she didn't know really what it was. And she said she just heard something say, watch it. And so she sat there and she watched it. And he passed. I think he was the one with the purple Kool-Aid. I think he was the one that made people drink stuff or something like that. Was that in Waco, Texas? Okay, don't get caught up in that, Sherry. Focus. But she said she watched that. And then she said when the end of the movie came, she said she heard, I say it's the Spirit of the Lord, tell her, that's what you're in. you in some Jim Jones type stuff. She said she was like nervous after that. And she was like, I'm gone. I'm gone. And she didn't leave no letters. She didn't leave nothing. She just stopped going. Now, the messed up part was her husband stayed. Her husband stayed and she left. So they would try to manipulate the husband to get her to come back. And then they was popping up at her house, you know, trying to get her to come back. And then they will follow him home from Bible class. So when he opened the door, she's right there or what have you. It's like, dude, she stood her ground, you guys. She did not go back at all. And after that, I talked her through it. I said, hey, you know, just we went through the motions together. We healed together. We deprogrammed together and all of that different stuff. She got out, but she didn't get out probably until it had to be at least close to a year. It was close to a year. But she would call me in between saying how she wanted to really go. But when she got tired, when she stopped calling, next thing the call I got was the one that said she had already left. I told you when people say they sick and tired and they still talking about they ain't really sick and tired. Because you're gonna make the moves when you tired. It's like, okay, let me just do something. I ain't gonna keep. I can show you better than I can tell you. I can show you better than I can tell you. So the other sister that was there, now they used me and her was best friends for a long time. They would make her, what did they do to her? Oh, they would pick with her. They would pick with her so much in Bible class, and she would like be real pissed and like grind her jaw, and they knew they had her. If they picked with you and made, you know, comments about you in Bible class and you showed a reaction, they was in on you. They was in on you. She finally left. It probably took her like 2 years, maybe a good year and a half to 2 years, and she finally left. She was like, I'm over it. And what she did was she secretly started, and then the same secretly started going to another church. Somebody had invited her to like a program that they were having at their church, and she fell in love with it. So she would sneak over there in between time and go to that church. And then eventually she was like, I'm not going back. And when she finally ended up leaving there and all that stuff, honey, she met her husband. They got married and was married for some years, y'all. Married for some years. Child, we had to get up out of this. It was a journey, and that is in a nutshell some of the things. Like I said, some things I won't tell, but honey, I just could not believe that I was in that. And I'm a pretty smart person, pretty sharp, but when you are damaged, you guys, and you are not whole and you have issues, then it's easy sometimes for people to manipulate you because some people can zone in on where you're damaged. And so that's why I'm all about now being whole. If I talk to anybody and they got issues, girl, you got to get that part together. You got to get this together. You got to get that together. I'm all about reevaluating myself. Like, how can I be better? All of that type of stuff. If I would have did that from the beginning, I would never get caught up. But because I was seeking something, really, I think I was seeking the love of like my dad, of acceptance from him. And when I didn't get that acceptance, it came, you know, here comes somebody that says they love you. Oh, we love you. And then next thing you know, you getting abused and yelled at just like you was with your dad. Relationship was horrible. So now I'm not seeking that, honey. I don't care who don't like me. I'm being honest, I really don't. And I learned the older you get, the less people you want around you anyways. And like, especially when you get 50, you like, hey, I'm a half a century. I don't care about nothing. I'm coasting through life. You don't care. Let me tell you, you don't give a good god doggone who don't like you. Just it. And the older you get, the less people you want around you. I'm more into my time. You say ain't nobody in this bedroom but me? Be chilling. I had Tracy over here one time. She sat all up on my bed. She ain't been back since. That's how we roll right here. So I'm past all of that. You cannot play me anymore. Honey, no. And I'm vocal. I thought I was vocal then, but I really wasn't. I was scared. Outside exterior looked tough, but on the inside, totally fearful. Now, I don't operate in that fear. You ain't coming with me with no mess. If I feel like it's janky, if I feel like there's some usury or something deceptive, the red flags are like bing, 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 bing. So sometimes you guys, to get wisdom, you got to go through some hell. How about that? Wisdom just don't drop out the sky and hit you on your head. Wisdom is through circumstances and situations that will make you smarter and better. But sometimes you got to endure some stuff, you guys. So, you guys, I appreciate you tuning in. And we will be back on Monday with something funny. On Monday, you guys. And before you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Tell somebody else to subscribe. I said describe. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Get it, look, put it out there, you guys. And also click the bell for notifications. We'll be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Nonetheless, there are situations and sure enough complications. You never know what life gonna throw you. And go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, you guys. Thanks for hanging in here with me. Thank you for all the comments and the support. Love you guys. And I will see you on Monday. Peace.